Welcome back. It is Tuesday, December 27th in the NBA. My three favorite picks are inbound. We are in a change of scenery, but let's get right to it. Let's first recap yesterday, a 1-2 day, our first losing day in over a week. We were so dialed in, but we lose. We're going to eventually lose here and there. Kyrie gets us over, but Damian Lillard and CJ McCollum do not get it done. Both shoot pretty inefficiently. McCollum obviously loses via a blowout, but not mad McCollum lost because as we saw, I had 20.5, and then Zion gets ruled out, and it moves up to 25.5. So either way, it was a loss. We'll take it on the chin, and we'll move on to today. Let's get back to the winning column. If you are new, my name is Austin from Calling Our Shot. Go down below, hit that subscribe button. We're over 40 units in the NBA this year. Hopefully, we can double that by the end of the season. It's been a great start. If you ever need any sportsbook sign-up links, look no further than go down below into the video description and check them all out. We got ones for PrizePicks, Underdog. We got a bunch of different other like FanDuel, DraftKings, all that stuff down below. Go check it out. Subscribe if you're new. Drop a like too. Drop your favorite pick too. Let's hop into our favorite picks. It's Tuesday. Let's get back to the winning column. We'll start with this first guy, Klay Thompson. I like his over 22.5 points, minus 113 on FanDuel. And if you guys watched the videos for not only today, but for the last couple weeks, months, we normally don't target a lot of Klay Thompson overs, but with this line, I got to take it, and there's a good reason why. Now, let's talk about this game first, as the over-unders going to be in the 238s to 240s, and look, they're taking on the Hornets, a team that hasn't played a lot of defenses, but the books are clearly a lot of defense. Clearly, the books are expecting a lot of points here, and look, Klay's not necessarily, if you took this over 22.5 points every single night, you're not going to win money, but given, his circumstance, but with all the guys out, I think Klay's got to step up, and we still got no Stephen Curry. Andrew Wiggins expected out again, and look, Klay's going to have to be stepped up on, and he's going to shoot a bunch tonight. In his last 4 home games, which is normally the only place I target is overs, he scored 26, 28, 34, and 24 points, hitting over in 4 straight home games. Now, in those home games, Klay is launching a ton. He's attempted 13, 16, 11, and 12 three-pointers. Now, that's great because if Klay gets hot, we've seen in his career, he could hit this over in a quarter, but look, over the last 3 games, the Hornets have struggled to defend the three-point line, giving up 18.7 three-pointers per game over the last 3. That's the most in the NBA over that time span, and also a 42.7 three-point percentage allowed. So they're giving up a lot of open looks, and the people are knocking them down. That's the 3rd highest in the NBA. The 42.7 is ridiculous. Now, Klay Thompson, there's a realistic possibility tonight. He attempts more shot attempts than his line at 22.5. That honestly could be a shot attempts line. And when you're giving me a guy like Klay Thompson that's going to attempt a lot of threes and going to attempt literally a ton of shots tonight, I'm going to take the over 22.5 more often than not. I mean, you look at who he's out there on the court with. He's out with Wiggins and Curry, obviously sideline, but he's going to be out there with guys like Kevon Looney, Draymond Green, 2 guys that don't really go out there and shoot a ton. They're not selfish guys. They don't want 10, 15 shots a night. Poole and Klay are going to be the 2 guys that are shooting a ton, and you saw his last game, 8 for 25 versus the Memphis Grizzlies. Terrible shooting night. He still hit the over, but he shot 32% from the field. Even if he goes out there and shoots, a little bit above 40, 45%, I certainly think he bounces back, shoots a little bit more efficiently where he usually does at home. Look, Klay Thompson, this is going to be a lot of transition threes in this game. Draymond should be able to find him. I think Jordan Poole gets his as well, but we've seen Poole can score 30-plus points, but also Klay can get his 22, 25 points, and we need 23 tonight. I certainly think it's good. He certainly is good enough to get that done. So I'll take Klay Thompson, take his over. The last time they faced the Hornets, it was earlier this year. It was in Charlotte. He only scored 11 points on 14 shot attempts. Curry had 31 in that game on like 22 shot attempts. So unless he builds a brick house, he should go out there, shoot 20 times, and all we need is 23 points in probably like 35 minutes. I think the Hornets can keep this game close, although they have been getting smoked recently. But I do think that this over is a pretty good one. I'll take Klay Thompson over 22.5 points. Now, my next pick, it's going to be one we've already taken several times, and he's cashed out for us. And I feel bad running it back, but it's James Harden over 36.5 points, rebounds, and assists, minus 115 on FanDuel. Assists is the way to go if you need just an individual leg, because James Harden, his assists is probably the more consistent stat line, but we know Harden can score 37 points on any given night. He's certainly capable, but let's talk about Mr. Harden, and I rarely take, the same line over and over and over again, unless we're talking about like Jalen Brunson, but like the Sixers in DC taking on the Wizards, and over Harden's last 8 games since basically his return, averaged 21.6 points per game, 12.8 assists per game, and 6.1 rebounds per game. That's 40.5 PRAs per game going over this line in 6 of 8 games. So look, he's been so dominant. And I love this matchup for him, not just because points and assists are great for Harden. We know he can go out there and score, have 20 points, 15 assists, boom. But I also think this is a pretty decent rebounding spot for him. Now, last game when we took his over in PRAs on Christmas Day against the Knicks, he didn't go out there and get a ton of rebounds. It didn't matter because he scored like 29 points, had like 13 assists or something like that. But in this matchup, we got to think about the Wizards. Who's shooting the shots? We got Kyle Kuzma, Bradley Beal, and Kristaps Porzingis. 3 guys that I do not anticipate Harden having to go out there and guard. Bradley Beal likely gets DeAnthony Melton. You'll probably see Kyle Kuzma get either Tobias Harris or PJ Tucker, and Kristaps is going to get Joel Embiid. So all these guys go out on the perimeter, shoot a lot of shots, also shoot probably like 70% of the Wizards' shots. So we're going to see Harden down below in the paint, guarding either Denny Avdia if he plays, maybe Monte Morris, but overall, not really some guy that's going to have the ball in his hands 24/7. So I think we could see Harden potentially in triple-double watch. Just saying, putting it out there. But I think Harden's certainly capable in 2 games versus Washington this year. He had 47 and 39 PRAs. Embiid, I believe, missed one or both of those games. But Tyrese Maxey was back. But Tyrese Maxey, I believe, is returning on Friday. So I won't take Harden's overs when Maxey's back. But look, I think the Wizards are a good enough team to beat the Sixers and potentially be up at halftime. And that's what you kind of need with Harden. If the Sixers are down, you're going to see Harden play a lot of minutes. We've seen him play over 40 minutes the last couple games. And look, Harden's good enough to hit the over just in points alone, but he fills up the stat sheet. Could get a triple-double tonight. I'll ride with Mr. James Harden. Take his over 36.5 PRAs. Now, I could force more plays today, but we're going to end on this third play. And I really like this one. You understand why. I'm going to Paolo Banchero of the Orlando Magic, taking his over 24.5 points plus assists, minus 120 on FanDuel. Now, for the people out there that might move up to 25.5, that's fine with me. Although, we'll let you know, Banchero does end on 25 pretty frequently, but this is points plus assists, not points, rebounds, and assists, which is PRAs. We're just taking PAs. I don't really like to count on a guy like Banchero for PRAs. Some games he goes out there, gets like 3 rebounds. You're like, what the heck's this? Some games he grabs 13 rebounds. You can't project the rebounds, but I think he can get us a good enough points plus assists. And if you need an individual, like, points is definitely the way to go. Because he's not hitting this, he's not going to go James Harden mode where he gets like 11 points and like 14 assists to hit the over. That's not happening. But I certainly think he can get the over in points alone to hit this over, but I think he can chip in 4 to 6 assists and maybe give us an even better shot. Now, let's talk about Banchero. Over his last 14 games, he's been playing really well, averaging 20.8 points per game and 4.5 assists per game. That's 25.3 points plus assists. Now, he's over this line in 12 of his last 14 games, so a great track record hitting the over. And his 2 misses were 2 games that he played less than 30 minutes. Now, he went under last game versus San Antonio. Well, he didn't play in the fourth quarter. I think he had like 22 or 24 points plus assists. He just didn't play in the fourth. Now, the Lakers, they haven't been great, especially without AD, but they're still a capable enough team to keep this close. I know the Orlando Magic have played well. They're like 4.5-point favorites here, but I do think the Lakers, led by LeBron James, Russell Westbrook, and those guys, they can at least keep this game close, and we can see Banchero plays full complement of minutes. And we also have to think about it. The Lakers play at a ridiculous pace, especially without Anthony Davis. They're pushing the ball up and down the floor. You've seen over-under at 234.5. So you're not only going to see Banchero in a great matchup, just offensively, he can go out there and score 25. We know that. He's done that time and time again this year. But he's also going to have a ton of different possessions to facilitate, get his teammates the ball, and they can go down and knock down some shots. So if we see Banchero play a good amount of minutes, play his normal complement of minutes, I certainly think it's capable of him going over this line in just points, but I also think he could chip in 5. He's had games with 7 assists, so that could give us even a better shot. He's normally, guaranteed to get that, 18 to 20 points. And, I don't normally read into this a ton, but this is his first game against LeBron James. Now, some rookies aren't built for the moment, but Banchero's looked really good. Number 1 overall pick going up against LeBron. Some young players, rookies, just see LeBron like it's the guy that they've watched throughout their whole career. If they're all growing up, hey, guy, that we're going to show up. Maybe I'll turn it up an extra notch, or at least go and attempt a bunch of shots. So wouldn't be surprised to see Banchero a little bit more aggressive. They're at home where he plays a little bit better. Also, his role players will knock down some more shots. So I think Banchero has a pretty good night. I'll take his over, 24.5 points plus assists. Obviously, points is the way to go if you just want individual. Like PRAs, I don't hate. If you want to take that, like I said, it's just, you never know what Banchero is going to do on the glass. If he gets 13 rebounds, you're going to cash PRAs with ease. But if he gets like 3 rebounds, you're going to be sweating that one out probably. But hopefully Banchero has a great night. Those are my 3 plays of the day. I don't really want to force a lot. Maybe we'll do 4 or 5 tomorrow. We'll hopefully get back dialed and go 2-1 or at least 3-0. Drop your favorite picks in the comments below. It's time to shout out some COS All-Stars, butcher some names. If you want to become one, support the channel, go down below. Hit the join button. I certainly would appreciate it. We got a couple ones. We got Last Take Visuals. We got Seth. We got Christian, we got Davis, we got Who's Bert, we got Sita, Darius, that's Darius Garland, great game last night. Freedom, we got Paul, Fernando, Jackie Rose, we got I don't know. Donnie, the Daft Pumpkin, we got Ricky, Chris, Sebastian, Chai Sports all day, and Faf. Appreciate you guys so much for supporting the channel. If you want to join our chalkboard, it's our free group discussion app. It's linked down below, one of the top links in the description. Appreciate you guys as always. It's Tuesday, let's have a great day. Let's bounce back. Let's not have 2 straight losing days. Let's start another winning streak. Who says no? I'll see you guys back in the next one. Peace out.